I'm just like you, you're just like me. We can't stop watching these movies. Is it a curse? No, it's a dream come true. Yes, I'm a Barbie girl like you.
Hey everybody, I'm Brianna,
And I'm Kevin.
and you're listening to Barbie, the Princess and the Podcast, a chronological deep dive into the fever dream that is the Barbie cinematic universe.
On today's episode, Barbie of Swan Lake.
Now, I realized when I was watching this one again that I remembered like nothing of it. The only things I think I remember were the villain having a huge nose.
Yeah, he does have a
Um,
massive nose.
Yeah, and then the villain's daughter being super annoying. That's like the main two things I remembered from this movie. Other than that, it was like a blank slate.
Yeah, it was weird to me because it felt familiar. And at the same time, I didn't remember very much of it. Maybe because these movies look pretty similar, so you kind of feel like you're watching
Uh-huh.
the same thing, just a continuation. I don't know if that was it. We did see this as kids, but it
Yeah.
felt familiar, and yet I was watching like I don't actually know exactly what's going to happen here, which was weird after
Yeah.
uh the first two movies of Rapunzel and Nutcracker, where I did know what was going to be happening.
Yep. And I will say I said I got weird vibes from this one in our last episode, but I think
Yeah,
I was thinking of the Barbie Magic of Pegasus because they both have like horse characters.
both have pink horses.
Yeah, yeah, I think this one has a unicorn and the other one has obviously Pegasus, but that one I think that one's the one that gave me weird vibes. This one not so much. I mean, there were some weird parts, but
One thing I didn't know was that Kelsey Grammer plays the villain in the continuation of having relatively big name people coming in to do the villains of these movies. I had no idea. I didn't even know it when I first heard his voice, but I heard it. I was like, that sounds kind of familiar. So then
yeah.
I look it up. There it is, Kelsey Grammer.
Mhm. I only realized at the end when I was watching the credits. I was like, "Oh, Frasier?
Yeah.
Okay." And also I recognized this like halfway through. Well, like the other villain, she has the most annoying voice. And as I was watching it, I was like, she sounds like Janice from Friends, like exactly the same. That weird kind of like, I guess, was it a New York accent? I'm not sure. Just like a really annoying
I hope the New
accent.
Yorkers do not sound like how she sounds.
Yeah,
I have not been
true.
to New York, so I'm not sure. But if any of them laugh like she does, I think I'd have to leave that conversation.
Yeah, I have been to New York, and I'm sorry, they all sound like that. But so I was listening, it's like, it sounds just like her, but it couldn't be her, right? And then I watched the credits, and sure enough, it was Maggie Wheeler, Janice from Friends. It's like, wow, got some big pulls here
They got a lot of
again.
big name people early on. I mean, these movies made money back in the day. The first one made over 250 million, so I could see these
Wow.
people coming in and being like, "Hey, I want in on this," and then it
Yeah,
peters out at
Kelsey
some
Grammer's
point.
like, I
Yeah,
gotta.
you know, the next big step in my career after working on Frasier and Cheers and being on The Simpsons is to be on Barbie of Swan Lake. I think that will propel my career forward.
I think it's the pinnacle of his career.
Yeah, pinnacle of his nose.
Yeah, dang, that nose. It's
Yeah.
something.
So it was fun listening to Kelsey Grammer through that. I think he did a good job as Rob
Yeah,
Hart.
he was great.
So let's get into this movie here. It starts off in the exact same way as the previous movies, in that uh, Kelly got a problem and Barbie's got to help out. Now,
Yep.
so this is all in the same universe, is it? So like, is Barbie doing all these different jobs? Because in the first
Oh.
in the first movie, she's presumably a ballet teacher, teaching
Yeah.
Kelly how to dance. And then in the second movie, I guess she's a painter and she's teaching Kelly how to paint. And now she's
Hmm.
running this summer camp thing.
Yeah. Maybe the painting is more like a hobby she has. Maybe she's not like teaching Kelly, or I
Could
mean
be.
she is,
Is
but
she, yeah, well, she has to be teaching her in some. I don't know why else Kelly would just be. Are they related?
yeah, Kelly's her little sister.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Until
So
she was taken over by Chelsea.
that's right. Okay, so so the ballet stuff and the painting stuff that could just be like her helping her out. The summer camp
Yeah, or like
thing, she kind of has to
mhm.
be employed at the summer camp for something.
Yeah, probably volunteering or yeah, something. Also the summer camp setting felt like straight out of a horror movie. Like we go in, it's like the middle of the night and we're
I
at these
can't
little
sleep.
cabins.
Like I don't know why Barbie is
I wouldn't be
here.
able to sleep either.
You're gonna tell me a ghost
Yeah.
story about Swan Lake.
Oh, that would have been fun. Spooky story, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have helped Kelly sleep. But I kind of related to Kelly here. I hated Girl Scouts. I hated like going camping, and I just always wanted to go home. Um, so I was like, Kelly, I feel you.
You need Barbie there to tell you a story to help you fall asleep.
Yeah, maybe if Barbie had been there, I would have enjoyed my time.
Things could have been different,
Hmm.
but they aren't. So Barbie is talking to Kelly about Swan Lake. That's the story that she decides to go with here.
Hmm.
And yeah, we start off. We've got Odette, Barbie, the main character, and she works at a
What?
bakery. And she
Uh
is
huh.
she's cooking stuff, baking stuff, and then
Well,
Kelly
she's
has
dancing around.
Kelly has power in this universe.
Oh,
Uh,
yes, she
so
does.
it's she's cooking cornbread and something else, and then she turns it into chocolate chips. Kelly's just like, I like chocolate chip cookies. Turn it into chocolate chip cookies, and then it's like, okay. So she can alter the universe. She could have altered this universe at any point,
Yeah,
but
so
that
she
was the
could
only
have
time she
altered
decided to intervene.
to change them into chocolate chip cookies.
Because that was the
Wow.
only time she did anything.
She could have in the last two movies too.
She could have, yeah. This is the first time that that we're seeing the almighty hand of Kelly
Yeah,
in this universe.
she's got a lot of power.
Yeah. So
Also, I love the dad, Odette's dad.
he's just
I don't
super
know
friendly.
what it
He's just
is. Yeah, he's
just
super
a
nice.
friendly dude.
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah.
He loves his daughters because there's two of
There
them.
is another daughter who gets a muffin and juice as the lunch of choice when
The
she comes riding in on
ideal
horseback.
meal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Powers a long day out riding horseback.
Yeah, she's in there for like that first scene, and then you never see the sister again. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
not
sure.
really. Um, she might come up when they reference that they were looking for Odette later. She doesn't get another
Yeah.
speaking line, but
No, but I'm just like, why is she here?
yeah, Odette could have been an only child, and the
Yeah.
story would not have really changed at all.
Yeah, I was like, when the sister shows up, she's all like cool and outgoing and like riding her horse. And I was like, oh wow, she's an interesting character. I'm excited to see more of her. And then we see no more of her.
She disappears. We don't need her
Oh
anymore.
well.
So we get this
Yeah.
introduction to Odette, and then we move over to get an introduction to the prince of this world, Prince Daniel, and his mom is desperate for grandchildren. It
I
is
fucking need those grandchildren.
it is very overbearing.
Yeah.
It's
Mom
just
is the
that's her
worst.
entire character. I think that's
Uh-huh.
about the only time she talks is
Oh yeah.
in regards
Yeah.
to children.
It's like, so how about those grandchildren?
Yeah.
Eh? When are those coming?
we're putting together this party. You need to pick a woman now. We've got these four. I've got a scouting report. Here you go.
Uh-huh. Pick a
She
woman, any woman. I just want the
please, yeah.
grandchildren.
I don't care who it is.
Oh,
Just give
doesn't
me
matter.
children. Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
Beyond that
great.
though, I don't know. Prince Daniel, we'll see it more as the story progresses, but in comparison to the other two princes, he is really bland, which is saying
Yeah.
something. Because the other ones aren't like incredibly well written, but they have other motivations, and I feel like Prince
Mhm.
Daniel really does not.
Well, he has all this pressure from his mom to give her grandchildren. Is that all he's
Yeah.
thinking about too?
But yeah, I don't know. It's just like he's like, "Oh, I want to explore the world." Like this is his whole thing. He's like an adventurer, and then he kind of
Do
abandons
you?
that almost immediately.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I guess I'll stay here. He
More
also
stuff going
looks
on
like
there.
he looks exactly the same as Prince Stefan from the last movie. Like, they look identical.
You want to talk about identical characters? How about the
Oh.
guy in the village, i.e., King Frederick, who tried to wrangle the horse? So we've got the unicorn coming in. This pink unicorn rolls into town, and they're trying to capture it. And there he is. One movie later, there is King Frederick trying to capture the unicorn, failing horribly. It's just
Oh,
there he
how the
is.
mighty have fallen.
One movie later.
Yeah, he lost his crown and now he's just like hanging out in the village.
And this wasn't the only this was not the only character model
Oh
from
yeah,
from
I noticed.
Rapunzel.
Yeah, I
The
noticed
the
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 silversmith,
silversmith was there. Yeah.
but this time he had brown skin.
Yeah. Yeah, he changed complexion a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I find it so interesting that like I get it if you're going to copy background characters. Like that's fine. You cuz you don't look at them
Whatever.
very much, so it's kind of harder to notice. But when the preceding movie had this guy as a main character, and to, to have him just be
Uh-huh.
a random side character in the village in the next movie is a weird choice.
Yeah, it's a choice for sure. They didn't think we would be watching it, paying
Yeah,
attention.
yeah, they didn't think kids would pick up on it or care, I guess.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but shout out to King Frederick. There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep. And then we get the whole scene of the town trying and failing to capture the unicorn. But the unicorn
Mhm.
eventually gets a rope around its head, runs out into the forest, and then Odette has to, well, not has to, she's just bored or curious or something. I don't know. She's like,
I
I'll go
think
chase after this.
she's worried about the unicorn because it has that
Oh,
rope
that's
around
right.
its neck, so
Yeah.
she wants to free it, but
And
she kinda,
she's,
like, creeps after it
yeah.
without it knowing. Also, I kinda hate the unicorn's design. It's got this really heavy brow, that bothered me for some reason. But it doesn't have as much, mascara as a lot of the other, animal
Yeah, the face
sidekicks.
is pretty clean.
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Yeah. I guess they didn't go as hard yet. They're really saving the terrifying makeup jobs for later on.
Yeah, yeah. So the unicorn gets to this, log bridge into, like, a waterfall, um, and it uses its magic horn to unlock a secret passage.
Oh, and this
Um
entire time, Odette is wearing heels as she is running through the forest, jumping over these rocks in the river, and then so the door that the unicorn opens starts to close as soon as the unicorn goes through, And so then presumably she starts like running across this this like wet log bridge that she was kind of inching
Yeah.
across earlier on
Yeah, and the
in
the
these
unicorn ate
heels.
shit on the log bridge,
Yeah.
so she's
I don't
like
know how
it's
Odette did it.
impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. With those shoes, I really thought she was gonna eat it and go into the river. I don't know how she does it, but she makes it into this other realm.
Yeah, she slides in just before getting crushed by the rock.
Yep.
Um, and then I noticed that inside the cave, it kind of had the same meat texture on the
Does
walls.
did look a little gross.
Ugh. Yeah, I felt like we were inside a stomach or something. It was a little gross.
We had the meat in Nutcracker, and now we got Meat Cave in
Hmm.
Swan Lake. They're
Yeah,
doing
she
their
comes
best with the
out.
time that they're provided to produce these things.
Yeah,
We
I
got to
guess the
reuse some
textures
stuff.
aren't the greatest.
Reuse uh King Frederick, reuse meat.
Uh-huh. Reuse silversmith guy.
Yeah.
Reuse the prince.
Reuse the same story ideas for all of these.
Yeah, I mean, they always reuse Barbie's character model, but that's on purpose.
So now we're into the forest.
The
We're into
enchanted
the enchanted forest.
forest.
She's still trying to save the unicorn, and she goes and pulls a gem out of a rock or
She pulls a King
something.
Arthur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, oh my god, only the
No
person
one's
who's
been
supposed
able
to
to.
save the realm is the person who's going to be able
Whoa.
to pull this thing out. Woo!
And she's like, sorry, I pulled this thing out. I'll
Oops.
give it back.
Yeah, I don't want it. I don't know
Yeah,
what this
ugh.
is. It's a rock.
Yeah. And there's like some forest animals kind of creeping on her.
Yeah.
And then this fairy who's like human size, but she just kind of floats around. She kind of looks like Sarah Jessica Parker, who's got this long face. Um, very lovely. Um, yeah, let's see. The unicorn can talk, we find out, of course.
Yes. It wouldn't be a Barbie movie if the animals couldn't talk. We find out
Hmm.
that the other animals can talk as well. So
Yeah.
Rothbart, the villain of this realm, has kind of taken over because he got butthurt that he wasn't chosen to be the ruler of the forest, the next heir.
Yeah.
So he gets
Yeah.
the power of bird.
The power
He
of
he
giant
acquires
nose.
the power of bird and child labor because he gets
Oh, yep.
all of the little forest elves who look like children and have adult like voices, and
Yeah,
then
I hate it.
he turns them all into animals and made them build his entire his entire castle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing with the children, animals, human voices with varying accents was very, very weird.
Yeah, one of them is a porcupine, and his name is Ivan, and he's Russian. So I think one of the first things we hear him say is like, "Give me hug." And then there's a Spanish skunk. I forgot her name.
Uh,
Uh,
Carlita.
yeah, Carlita, and they're
Yep.
kind of like they've got a thing for each other.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I don't love how the kids have adult voices. It kind of was weird. It didn't fit.
Well, yeah, it doesn't fit when it's coming out of their like humanoid, you know. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
I guess it's fine when they're animals, but when they
yeah,
turn into
when they turn into
humans,
children, like
yeah,
actual children, it's yeah, it's weird. I don't
like how old are they supposed to be?
yeah, I don't know. And it's also they use the same like child model for a lot of the fairies in these movies, and it's not as weird when they're really small, like in Nutcracker when they're all flying around and they just have kind of like there's the one with Kelly's head, and I don't know. It doesn't look as weird because it's just kind of like a tiny fairy. But when you blow it out and they're actually just regular sized, but still have child heads and adult voices, it's very, very off putting.
Wait, they're not like super tall or anything. They're
No,
still
no.
the size.
Right. But they're like normal children with adult voices as compared to
Yes,
like
yes.
small fairies where it's kind of just like, oh, they
Sorry,
just
I
kind
was
of look weird.
picturing I was picturing like a full-grown adult with a child head, which is not what it was, but
No,
but it was kind of that
it
vibe.
was just a different level of weird.
Yeah, like they could have just given them kid voices. Why not?
Yeah, I'm really not sure why. Yeah.
Maybe the
Yeah.
kids couldn't do accents. I don't know.
Yeah.
They really wanted them to have accents.
So the Fairy Queen is trying to get Odette to agree to help them out and stop Rothbart. And Odette's just like, nah, bro. I'm not I did not sign up for this. Nope.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
She has that moment at multiple points in this movie where she's kind of just like, I don't really want to be here. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to do whatever it is I have to do.
Uh-huh.
But that's when we get our introduction to Kelsey Grammer, aka Rothbart, who
Woo.
rolls in and turns her into the Swan.
Yeah, and it's I'm mad at the unicorn here. I know it's obviously Rothbart's fault for turning her into a swan.
Rothbart's fault. I mean, he did it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
else's
but I
fault is it
feel
going to
like
be?
well, I feel like the unicorn is a little to blame here. Her name is Lila, by the way, which I keep forgetting, but
A unicorn.
um yeah, Lila like threatens Rothbart and is all like, Odette's gonna like save the forest and she's here to like fuck you up. You better watch your back. Like, is all like, yeah, basically threatening him. And like giving away that Odette has this magic power and like it. And so Rothbart goes like, "Oh well, I'll just turn her into a swan then, see what she can do then." Um,
I win.
so it's like kind of also Lila's fault. I was just like, just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Rothbart, as does the villain in all of these movies, have little spies that are like rolling around in this world. He's got the crows who are looking out.
Yeah,
So probably would have found out at some point, but
true.
yeah, yeah, that
I like how he has
wasn't a
multiple
smart call.
spies
He does.
because it makes sense for why he would be able to find out where people are. It's not just like one like animal sidekick that just has this like homing capability. It's like a
Yeah,
bunch of them. It
yeah.
makes more sense.
So then we have the queen being able to craft Odette this crown that is able to shield her from Rothbart's spell. Conveniently, she didn't do that
That would
before
have
she
been
got hit
nice.
because she sure as shit knows who Rothbart is. She also knows that Odette
Yeah.
is the one who can save them. I don't know if this was a ploy so that because Odette doesn't want to be there. So if she doesn't do that, then does she just if she does that, then does Rothbart roll in? He's like, yo, I'm gonna destroy you, turn you into a swan, tries to do it, the crown just protects you. It's like, all right, get fucked, and then just like leaves.
Leaves. Oh my god, you think the fairy queen did it on purpose so that she'd be forced to help them?
Maybe.
That's fucked up.
Well, in the end,
Wow.
the queen got what she wanted. Because at this
True.
point, Odette really has no other choice but to agree
Yeah, maybe that's why
to help them out.
Lila went off too.
Do you think she's that smart?
No. I
I
don't.
feel like the queen was just banking on her being kind of stupid. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, all right,
yeah.
she'll just continue to dig this hole here.
Queen's the mastermind here.
So now she's stuck here. She's got to help him out, and the way that that they can figure out how to save the forest is to go get the book of forest lore, because it's all about
Yeah.
lore. We got to read up on the lore of this universe.
Mm-hmm.
It gets pretty
Mm-hmm.
complicated.
Oh, I also will say that she's not always a swan. The fairy queen
Right.
can transform her and the little forest animals back into their human selves during the night. Um, and the little animals, when they turn into kids, do have some cute costume
They do.
designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like the porcupine, skunk, fox, mouse, deer, and a duck, I think.
I don't remember that one.
Um,
I kind of only remember
yeah,
the
there's
two
some
main
kind of
ones.
bird. Yeah, the other ones aren't really in it much, but they have some cute costumes. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so at night they can be human again. Anyway, yeah, they get the special. She gives them a special leaf key to go
Oh yeah,
into the
that was
forest.
so bizarre. Like she's like, "Oh, this will help you." Proceeds to give Odette leaf. You're like,
Yeah, here you
what am I
are.
doing with this? I can pick this shit up off the ground. It's on trees. What?
Could I just like pick up
Because
any
then,
leaf?
so they got to go to this troll dude Erasmus to find this book.
Mhm.
And when they get there, it's like she knows what to do with the leaf. Like it
Yeah,
kind of
she just
just
kind of like
works.
holds it
It's like there,
out.
yeah, and then the door opens. I
I
don't
feel like
think
I
the
would have tried
queen
to like
told her.
insert it into a lock.
Yeah, or like touch the door with the leaf, or
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, what a leaf? What the?
Yeah, the queen definitely didn't tell her what to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. She also
Oh, and
had to give it
before,
to Erasmus too, right? She held on to it and then gave it
yes,
to Erasmus.
yes.
Yeah, okay. And she knew that, or she's like, oh, leaf. I don't know. I got this
Yeah,
leaf.
she knows what to do.
Yeah.
Before we go into the scene, I want to mention a scene right before it where we're back with the prince and his like bestie Reggie, who's this kind of like
Reggie, who gets
chunkier dude.
sidelined
And
again a
he,
little later, as do most of these
yeah,
side characters.
yeah, he like the prince gets a package, like a giant box, and the dude just kind of like trips over it or something.
Yeah, that's
Um,
this scene. I kind of forgot about it. It doesn't really make any sense. So yeah,
how could you
so
forget?
yeah, he's got this package, and then Reggie's over here trying to like play dumb. Like Prince Daniel's like, hey, like, oh, is that's the package for me? Like, you gonna bring it? He's like, oh yeah, this isn't for you. Like, I'm not. Yeah, you don't need this. And then he eventually persuades him to bring it in. I was like, what? Why? Why didn't Reggie just bring him the box right off the bat?
Oh, well, maybe it's because he knows that it'll inspire the prince to want to travel, and maybe he doesn't want the prince to leave him.
Maybe he's getting paid off by the mom.
Oh, yeah, that's more likely.
Yeah.
But it's like he opens the package and it's a square globe.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this is set in the what, 17
Probably.
1700s? Am
Yeah,
I
yeah, I don't know history.
It's
When did
set
they think the Earth
it's
was
set in
a
the
cube?
olden days.
Yeah, yeah,
Back when
but
flat
it's
earthing
like
was a little bit more normal.
yeah, the prince is a flat earther.
Oh god. Oh
They
no.
all are. But yeah, it's like a cube
Yeah.
where a globe should be. It's just a cube, and it just kind of made me laugh.
Reggie's just like, "Oh, you're gonna fall off right here." And it's like, oh, look at all this, unexplored territory. And this is
No.
one of only two scenes that we get that shows that Prince Daniel has any interest in like exploring the world and traveling.
Yeah, I guess that's the
There's
only reason why the scene was
Yeah,
there.
honestly, because then if it's not, then you only have the one where he's talking to Mother and it's just like, I want to
Mother.
travel the world before I get married or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like grandchildren first.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, you can have the grandchildren and then go on your globe-trotting adventures. Like, Mom, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, she's like leave and then leave the
Yeah,
grandchildren with me.
yeah,
Get out of
yeah.
here.
Weird.
I don't want you. I just want the
Yeah.
grandchildren.
I don't care about you at all. You or your cube. Or
Yeah.
massive
Or
cube.
whoever you decide to marry,
Yeah,
whatever.
he's marrying Reggie or the cube.
Oh, okay.
One of the two. All right, let's get back to Erasmus. I think he's my favorite character for a
He is
number
also
of
my favorite
reasons. He's
character.
incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Tries to play the scary card, but once he gets his leaf, he's super friendly. He likes
yeah.
leaves.
He like sniffs it and then kind of freaks out.
A leaf, a leaf from
Oh
the
yeah.
forest. I can't believe it.
Never seen one of these before. And he's like really fast too. He's like hopping
Yeah.
all over the place.
So he zoots back and gets some food. And so he's like, "Oh, have some of this food. I made it myself." And then and then the unicorn takes a bite and just basically pukes it back up. And so then Erasmus
Yeah.
goes, "I made it myself." And then she goes, "When?" Just
Yeah, how many years ago?
absolute roast
Yeah,
of
got him. He
Erasmus.
doesn't he doesn't seem too upset by it though.
No, he is not phased.
He's
Not
just
phased
excited to have
whatsoever.
guests.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just excited to have the leaf. I
Who
don't know.
knows? It
He
could be
just
either one.
really likes leaves. Yeah, so they get to talking, and
Kevin, are you gonna
basically,
forget the part where
no,
he
not.
blows his
I'm not. So
are
they
you
get to
leading up to
talking, and
that?
he finds out that so he's so old that most of the people that he knew are like gone on like trips and
Oh,
things
yeah.
or
It's really
dead, I
sad.
guess. And so he has this realization that he's old. So he breaks down and then he proceeds to empty his bowels and shit himself violently.
Yeah, the noise that you hear is just,
It it is wet. Like it is
Yeah.
yeah, it is full on diarrhea coming out of his asshole. Like and it comes out of nowhere.
Uh-huh. Yep. He's just so sad he sharted.
I
I
think
forgot that that's
it's
why.
I think it's my favorite scene. It's my favorite
Oh,
scene
yeah.
in the
It caught me
entire
off guard,
movie.
and, like, I actually laughed. I lolled. I laughed out loud. I, like
Yeah,
that I
it
was not
was
expecting that.
oh my god, it was yeah, it was incredible. Um and Lila like is visibly repulsed
Yeah, of
by
course.
this pants shitting. I'm just like
She, like, throws up again.
yeah, so yeah, Erasmus has some
He's got some
issues.
issues. Yeah. And I'll
Can't
take
keep that in too much anymore. He's getting a little old.
he's getting old, it's what happens.
Yeah.
He can't
Spe-
control it. I'll take this opportunity to now to say that, Erasmus was my tag as
Erasmus is
myself.
also my tag, but not because he shit his
Yes!
pants.
Oh, well,
I think there's two different reasons because after he shit his pants, he immediately recovers and proceeds to go and search for the lore book.
yeah, it's impressive, like, if that happened to me, I'd just be on the toilet all day.
Yeah, it didn't even change his pants. Uh,
God,
this
man.
man, this troll is searching all night for these books with shit in his pants. Does not
Oh,
seem to
I
care.
could never. Yeah. So the reason why some of the reasons why I chose him for my tag was because I'm a bit of a hermit and I can like be by myself a lot of the time. But when I have guests come over, I get really excited.
Yeah.
Maybe not as excited as him,
Maybe not
but
like shit pants excited.
no, but I do have some IBS, so like I do relate. I
All
haven't
right.
shit my pants, but I've come close.
Thanks. Thanks for
Yeah, you're
letting us
welcome.
know.
Now that
And
yeah,
I'm sure Erasmus appreciates.
Yeah, a lot of
Someone's on
us
his side.
here suffer. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Just trying to, get the word out, get representation. Um
For Erasmus.
Yeah, yeah. He's not the only one that has issues.
Yeah.
He also lives in a library, and I'm like, that is so me.
Yep.
He's surrounded by books. The way he organizes them stresses me out. He just has like piles of books everywhere, and he like can't find anything. I
Can't
feel like
find the
I'm
lore book
I'm
that he was sitting on
oh,
or
I
shitting
know.
on, depending on
Oh
how his day
god.
was going.
It probably smells so bad. Yeah. I'm also a pretty bad cook, so that kind of checks out. So yeah.
All right.
Why did you choose him?
We'll get to that a little bit later. He has another scene later on that is why I
Okay.
picked him as the tag.
Nice.
So despite all the searching, they can't find the book. They can't find the lore. So they
They
have
look
to.
all night, literally all night.
And they didn't look on his chair ever. He didn't.
No.
He didn't. He never went back to like rest or sit down. I
No,
don't
he
know.
was like he was just moving.
Yeah. And yet they couldn't find it, so they have to give up and leave for the time being. So then we get to go over to Rothbart, who is trying to figure out how to take Odette out because he can't, because this crown is protecting her. So
Yeah.
he has to devise a way to kill her, basically,
hmm
just to
I thought
take her
his
out.
tree palace was really cool. This little, I mean, a big tree house stacked up on the
Yeah,
trees. Pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Rothbart figures out that he can't kill Odette, but a human can.
Oh.
So he needs to get Prince Daniel into this forest with his superior bow skills to try
Oh
and
yeah.
take Odette out. And we've also got his daughter there throughout, these exchanges,
Oh.
and she's just, losing her mind over here, just going, "Daddy!"
Oh, that was a
for just about
great
everything.
sounded just like her.
Yeah, they have a weird way that they talk to each other. It's like pet names for like
Yeah, he
father
calls
daughter.
her
It's a little
Ducky.
weird. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
and
it's a
like
little
my
creepy.
dove or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something a little weird going on there.
Makes me a
Um,
little uncomfortable.
yeah,
Um, Also, I hate Odile. I think that's her name,
yeah.
Odile, the daughter. I hate her hair so much. It's so gross. It's like a weird mullet where she has just like hair on top, just like it looks like a bird's nest. I see what they did there.
I
Looks like an
get
upside
it.
down. I get it. It looks bad. It looks like an upside down bird's nest just on her head, and then she has long hair in the back. It's hideous. She
Yeah,
also has eyebrows that rival Gothel's.
yeah. They just grafted the same ones onto her head.
Yep.
Just ripped them off Gothel after she starved to death up there, and now she's got
Yeah,
them.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the dad Rothbart wants to take over and rule the land, but Odile just wants to be like
Wants
the
new
most
shit.
fashionable. Yeah, yeah. She's
Just
just
wants
like,
new
I just
jewelry
want to
and stuff.
be, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be fashionable. Okay.
I don't know why Rothbart puts up with her shit. Like it
Yeah,
comes
he
up later
clearly
where he
hates
can
her.
actually use her, and I get it then. Like, oh yeah, keep her around
Yeah.
because it kind of works out. But at the time that plan had not appeared yet. So I don't know. I do not know why Rothbart put up with her shit constantly. There were a couple of times where he is like ready to kill, and then she starts screaming and he just has
He's
to
like,
leave. He
"Daddy!"
just has to walk away.
Oh, yeah, like, one time these, like, skunks are attacking her. Oh, yeah, that's coming up. Whoops.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
But yeah, like I don't know why he puts up with this. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I don't think at this point he doesn't really need her. Because
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he goes to try and bring Daniel into the forest, he just goes as himself and just flies as this super monstrous bird to try and bring Daniel back, which it works. Daniel is very curious about this
It's like,
bird.
oh, what's that?
Yeah, I'll murder this.
Yes, something for me to kill.
So he he goes to the forest chasing after Rothbart, and finds the swan flying through this forest. And so he's got it. He's got the swan in his sights. But then he thinks, it's so beautiful.
Too pretty, can't kill.
Then he proceeds to watch this swan shapeshift into a human and he does not bat an eye. He just rolls up
Yeah, just like,
to
huh,
Odette, just like, hello?
okay.
How are you?
Yes.
Man just saw her change into a human, and he does not seem phased whatsoever.
Oh, maybe this is what he expects when he travels the world.
An adventurous spirit. And they immediately hit it off and start dancing, and they have this whole dance number. The little forest elf human creatures know about this like immediately and proceed to set up this dinner for them. I don't know how they had that all ready to go for them, but
Yeah,
there you
they
go.
also don't eat it.
They just hang out near it.
They just dance.
It's grammable, you know. I just want it for the pictures. I don't want to eat
Oh,
it.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
I just want to show that it was a really good date, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. All for the gram. Do it for the gram.
Yeah. And so now Daniel has completely changed his tune from "I want to travel the world and please give me time to find a suitable woman" to "Oh my God, I have been with this girl for 10 minutes and my life has been changed.
Yep.
Please come back to the castle with me, for the love of God, please."
Oh God, he like forces her to
Yeah.
too. She's
So
like, no.
yeah, at one point he asks her to go to the ball. This was it his birthday again? Is it another prince's
It's birthday
birthday?
ball,
Just
probably. I don't
like
know.
just like Rapunzel, same thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so
It's gotta be a ball.
he's asking her to go and basically holds her hostage. She doesn't want to go, but she also wants him to let her family know that she's okay and still alive because they're out searching for her. And basically he's like, if you do not go to this ball, I will stay here and I will not tell your family that
Yeah, he like
you're
threatens
okay.
her. Did not like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't yeah.
he forces her. He doesn't give her a choice. He's just like, "You will be at this ball." It's like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I guess
And then the whole
so."
thing was pointless because Daniel goes to the house and no one's there because they
Oh,
went out
yeah.
searching for her. So that was completely pointless, unfortunately,
Mhm.
that she agreed to all of this and there was literally no point.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not my favorite prince, I will say that. It's a
Yeah.
little problematic.
So far he's my least favorite. So in the previous two movies, you've got Nutcracker where they have time together. They're traveling through this world together, and he is the Nutcracker at this point. And so you get the backstory of how he wasn't ready to be king, and Mouse King took over, and now all of his disciples hate him for that. And so he's kind of coming to grips with all of that and hearing all of that, and he's growing along with Barbie in that movie. And it's fast no matter what you do because these movies are short, but I could at least see their relationship kind of growing as the movie progressed.
Yeah, and he's
So,
had some character development, you
yeah.
know.
So, it was all plausible and I felt that he was relatively fleshed out for a Barbie prince. And with Rapunzel, at the very least he has other motivations beyond Rapunzel.
Yeah.
He's dealing with this feud with the other kingdom. He is going to be inheriting this kingdom that has this long feud and it's tearing families apart. And so he's trying to bridge that gap between the two. And so he's dealing with all of that. And then Rapunzel is also there. And so, he has other motivations just beyond Rapunzel.
Yeah.
But here with Prince Daniel, it is literally, I want to travel the world. Mom wants me to have grandkids. I don't want that. Wait a minute. I have talked to this girl for 15 minutes. I have completely changed my mind. Please marry me right now. I guess I'll have grandkids or something eventually. and I
Yeah.
guess throwing the traveling out the window.
Yeah, who needs travel when you got this beautiful lady?
Slash
Uh,
Swan.
yeah, maybe he's into that. I
He's
hope
into
not.
both.
Uh, well, he did think the swan was too pretty to kill, so
Yeah, maybe there's something going on there. I don't know.
yikes. I like
But
him less
yeah,
now.
but so far out of the three, Prince Daniel is by far the worst prince. There's just
Yeah, he's
there's nothing interesting about him, and he is straight up unlikable in
yeah, he's really
several scenes.
shallow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So then when we get to the point where we find out that, oh, the book of lore, the forest lore says that you can break the spell with true love, I'm sitting here like, that's not true love. There's no
Yeah.
way. That's not.
I don't know what
That's
that
not it.
is. That's like insta love. It's not real.
One-sided, and the other person is getting kind of dragged into it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh, yuck. It reminds me of The Swan Princess, which is also based off of Swan Lake. That do you remember watching that movie, Kev?
Vaguely. I remember that it
Yeah, well
exists, but I remember like no content in it. Like I remember, yeah, very little.
the prince sucks in that one too. Like he's the worst.
Does he
He
just
has a
suck in the
little
original source material too? Maybe.
maybe they're like the Barbie team is just like, well, we don't have much to work with.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this line in Swan Princess um, where the prince, his name is Derek in that one, I think, and he is like obsessed with Odette and is just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so lovely, I love you, you're beautiful. And she's like, but what else? Like, what else
Yeah.
do you love about
What
me
else you
other
got?
than that I'm yeah. And he goes, what else is there? This
Nothing.
man, and she like is pissed for good reason.
Yeah.
But he got Prince Daniel kind of gives me that vibe as well. The what else is there?
Ew.
You're
Yeah.
beautiful and that's all that matters.
That's all I want. The swan
Yeah.
thing's a bonus.
Sweet.
So yeah, Erasmus does find the book. They get the book. They find out, oh, true love. Woo, we gotta get true love to save the forest or whatever. And then
Yep, that true love
Rothbard
always breaks
thinks,
the
ooh,
spell.
well, the prince is super after Odette for very shallow reasons. So all I have to do is turn my daughter into Odette just purely based on looks, and he will instantly fall for it and will not even ask to speak with her to hear that it's a different voice.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he falls for it.
Yeah. Just just to prove the shallowness, really, that he's
Uh-huh.
there. He doesn't even get a response like the entire time. They have this ball, and Rothbart and Odile go disguised as Odette and father, and it's literally just a dance. He does not get any response from her whatsoever after the dancing in the forest, and that he asked her to marry him. That's
I think
it.
it's a lot of pressure from the mom though.
Yeah, but he wasn't planning to go through with that. He had his own desires
Yeah.
that apparently just vaporized immediately.
Uh-huh.
So then we get into the other thing that really irks me slash confuses me about this. So
Yeah.
the true love was supposed to, break the spell to defeat Rothbart and save the forest, but Prince Daniel declares his love for Odile. So the gem, the stone or whatever, loses all power. But apparently there's such thing as a take backseat in this world, because
Yikes.
later on we get to kind of the final climactic fight scene in the forest. Prince Daniel comes back into the forest. He's like, "Oh, you tricked me," and everything. And Rothbart hits both of them with a spell, and they get fucked up, they go flying, and then they land, and their hands are together.
Their hands are perfectly
That was all it
clasped.
took for the crystal
Yeah.
to take back the previous true love. And how does it know?
Yeah, the
Is it just
crystal's like,
assuming,
oh, that's
like,
true love.
if it thought that the first thing was true love, does it know any true love whatsoever? How
Can
does
the
it
crystal
discern?
think? Is the crystal sentient?
Yeah, I don't get it, because it should have been, if it thought that that was true love, I thought that was it, right? Like the crystal lost
Yeah.
all power, but then it figures out, oh, oops, that actually wasn't true love.
Whoopsies. Hold up.
They didn't even have to go through the fight. She could have just been like, oh, I love you. It wasn't that person, Odile. It wasn't her in a disguise that I love. It's you. And then the crystal would have been fine.
I guess. Yeah, I thought that was dumb too. I do not understand. Like,
I yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess that could have happened at any time. Like, years could have
yeah.
passed, and it's over, but now she finds another true love. What happens if this true love doesn't work out, but then she finds another one?
Whoa, maybe the crystal loses its power if they break up.
But then reappears upon the newest love.
Oh god.
And it's a very shallow, superficial thing that it reactivates for. Literally just, oh no, I will protect you. Hit, hands touching of two corpses.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's it. That's all it
Yep.
takes.
Hand holding is the ultimate show of love. And they
Yeah.
just kind of like fell on each other too.
Skipped over the
Oh.
fact that the Erasmus gets turned into a bug.
Oh
Sorry
god,
about
yeah, it
that.
gets turned
I
into a
forgot.
worm.
I was
I
getting
need to
ahead
go
of
back
myself
a
here, because
little.
I really didn't like Prince Daniel, and I wanted to get everything out
Yeah,
about Prince Daniel and everything regarding that. Um,
crystal, whatever.
the scene
I have
right
to go back a
before.
little bit. Wait, further,
Okay,
further.
okay, further than
Because
that.
we have a scene where they have to dance because
Yes, yes,
Odette is getting ready for the
the
ball.
dancing scene. This is my
Yeah.
tag,
Oh
because
yes.
Erasmus is going absolutely ape shit in the back. He's just like doing these like crazy stupid dances, and that's me. I
Yeah,
have
that's so
horrible dancing
you.
skills, and so that's about what I would be able to do.
I love that for
So
you.
mine is dancing Erasmus,
Hell
and
yeah.
he is just having the time of his life over there,
Oh yeah, he
just
goes
getting
off.
down. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, he's like freestyling too.
Everyone
It's
else is doing
great.
this normal stuff, and Rasmus is just
He's
like,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
woo.
That's probably my skill level too of
Yeah,
dancing.
new pants. Yeah, I changed.
Woo! Hell yeah. Get it. I also love that the fairy queen has like no powers except she has fashion powers.
Of
Thank
course, those
God.
never leave.
Yeah.
That's just like
So
an
she
innate
can
sense.
I guess so. So she can change Odette's outfit. Yay.
Thank God we need that.
Um yeah, yeah. So she
Yeah.
changes Odette's dress into the kind of like iconic Swan Lake one that has these like pretty feathers. Also, Odette says she doesn't know how to dance. Liar. She
Yeah.
was dancing with the prince in an earlier scene.
It's
What?
true.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like,
she
oh,
dances
I
in this
can't dance.
scene, and then she's a god, you know.
Yeah. Like, bitch, yes, you can.
You know who can't dance? Look at Erasmus over there.
Yeah.
He's doing something. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's
Yeah.
dancing, but that is what I was expecting of you when you said that.
Man, I would love if she did that kind of dancing.
Yeah,
That
that would
would
be
have been
pretty good.
great. Yeah. Yeah. So it's all an excuse for the other characters to dance, like the children. Ivan dances, um, the the Carlita,
Yep.
she's like, "Ooh, let me add some salsa flavor."
Yeah.
So
My
we know
character.
she's Spanish.
Yeah. Gotta drill that in.
um Yeah. And then the other kids are just like jamming out. um they're musicians apparently. One of them is playing the flute on a stick.
Yep. One of them is
And
going
the other
crazy
one,
on the drums.
yeah, on the mushrooms.
Yeah, on the mushroom drums.
Yeah, at one point, Ivan's quills almost like impale the audience. I felt like there was this 3D effect, and I felt like I almost got like hit
It's like
by
Shrek
the
4D.
yeah, exactly. And then I'm wondering if the Fairy Queen has feelings for Odette too, because at one point Odette's watching the children dance and she's just like, well, you guys are great, but
Oh yeah.
this is really a
Time for me to
romantic
join.
dance. Yeah, and then the Fairy Queen goes like, well, I can help with that. So she gets in on the romantic dance, which when they're dancing, it doesn't seem that romantic, but whatever.
Why
I don't
couldn't
know.
they just cut the middleman out? Remove Prince Daniel. The Rock doesn't even seem to know what isn't true love.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true love, it's still just trick the Rock and it's
Yeah,
fine.
maybe just trick the
The
rock. Yeah,
stone.
good idea. Mhm.
Whether or not it's true, the stone does not seem to have any idea or concept of the true love that it's
Yeah.
supposed to be grading.
I guess.
That was a good dancing
So,
scene.
yes, and the troll, so while Erasmus is fucking like
Going off.
freestyling, yeah, going off, he gets fucking snatched
He
by
get he gets
Rothbart.
he gets goinked there. He gets nabbed.
Yeah, Rothbart just swoops in
Just a
and
wow.
grabs them. No. And then the fairy queen tries to do something, tries to like save
She can't
him,
do anything.
but she used up all her magic on costume changes. So what are you gonna do? What's more important, really?
Erasmus has very little sway. We have the book. We have no use for him. He is used.
But
He has served his purpose.
yeah. But now Rothbart has the book because Erasmus was dancing around with the book.
Of course,
Um,
he didn't. Yeah,
so now Rothbart knows about
the true love,
the
and
true
that's
love thing, and that's why he gets Odile to pretend that she is Odette. Oh
yeah.
yeah, he calls her Daddy's little dove, which
It's
is
really weird.
yeah,
It's
don't love
really
it.
really odd.
Yeah, and then he turns Erasmus into a worm, which was also unfortunate.
Very gross. So yeah, Odette has to go
Yeah.
and save Erasmus the worm. Yeah,
Hmm.
he kind of looks like a grosser Weedle kind of
Mm,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's really bad.
it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's
Not
not
good.
good.
Not good. But don't worry, they save him. They save Erasmus the worm.
Thank God. I was very worried about him.
Um, there is another good moment when we're at the castle at the ball, and Prince Daniel, after everything has happened, it's like, oh, the true love, the stone. It said true love. He goes to try and fight Rothbart, and Rothbart uses a spell to try and turn him into a pig, but it
Oh,
ends up
yes.
hitting his daughter instead, and so she's over here like oinking and saying like "Daddy!" and then he just straight up leaves.
Yeah, he's like, bye. I
You can see a
can't.
moment where he's just like I'm done. I'm done. Okay, I'm out of here, and
He's done with her
he just
shit.
pieces out. He just
Hmm.
he just fucking leaves.
Yep, it was only a matter of time.
So we get to the point where the crystal take backs is on the old love, new love. This one's the real one, and now we're
Yay.
able to defeat Rothbart, and everything is saved. That's all it took.
Yep, I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Not
I
a
do
not
like
a
the scene at
fan.
the end where Rothbart and Odile are basically Erasmus's slaves.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Odile is his cleaner who has to sweep around, and she's complaining about her dust allergy. And then you have Rothbart as the owl and the cuckoo and the clock, like having to like pop
Yeah.
out on the hour.
It's messed up.
You think you've got it bad. said
Yeah,
Rothbard.
that he
That's a
says
pretty
that.
good line.
Uh-huh.
Just delivered
Yeah.
with just he's dead inside.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's
Completely dead
nothing
inside.
nothing in there.
Yeah.
He's wearing a great tie though.
Yeah, he was looking pretty fly in there.
I wonder if Erasmus gave him the tie.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, there's a dance scene at the end, another dance scene.
They
I
get
guess it's the
married
wedding.
in
Yeah.
literally like a day.
Yeah. How long is that gonna last?
Not long. It is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. New relationship energy is strong with that one, but
Uh-huh.
apparently it was true love. Said this stone that
Sure.
has a
But
hard
the
time
stone,
discerning.
the crystal thought that Odile and the prince were true
It's
love. So what does
it's
the
it's
crystal
stupid.
know?
It is stupid. The crystal knows nothing.
But Odette's dad is so proud of her, and it's
Yep.
really sweet, and I love
Yeah.
him.
Now he doesn't have to work. He's royalty now.
Oh, yes.
Retirement. Also
Sweet.
glad
You
that
don't have to bake anymore.
his daughter returned again after being gone.
Yeah, I guess he's happy about that too.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Yeah. Although, yeah. Seeing how Daniel is very obsessed. I don't know how often he's going to see Odette.
Oh, yeah. True.
And then we go back for the obligatory, oh, that's the end of the story. And then Kelly's like, oh, I can go to bed now. And then
Yeah, it's like, thanks for putting me to sleep with that story, Barbie.
yeah, it was super boring. I actually kind of fucking hated it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
prince sucked.
it was really awful. What was the deal with the stone? That didn't make any sense.
Yeah, Barbie, explain.
Yeah, and then Barbie's just like, well, you could have changed it. You could have
So
just told me.
true.
You could have just told me that was
True.
stupid and changed it, but you decided not to. It's on you, Kelly. Go to bed.
Yeah, Kelly could have changed the whole story.
Yeah.
But she found it more important that Barbie ate chocolate chip cookies or whatever.
So far,
Wow.
out of the three movies that we've seen so far, this one is three movies of the original lineup that we've seen so far is definitely the worst. This one is definitely bad in comparison to the other ones.
He almost
Erasmus is a
saved
legend. Erasmus's pants shitting episode is incredible. Probably like I remembered that scene in Rapunzel of the kids falling into the hole, that being the funniest thing, and that was funny seeing it again. But the pants shitting was incredible.
Yeah,
super good.
iconic.
Probably the funniest moment so far of any of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that moment. I do like certain scenes with Rothbart. I think he has some good lines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's not as good of a villain as the previous two that we've seen, but you know, he's solid. He's solid. And then the rest of it, yeah, the prince is wholly unlikable and has no motivations for anything besides Odette. And then the crux of the entire story of this crystal makes very little sense when you get to the end. And by the end of it all feels kind of pointless.
Uh-huh. Yep. Not the most thought out story, but I mean, who knows how much of it is based on the source material? Was the crystal in the ballet?
I don't know. Was Erasmus in the ballet?
Oh my god, I hope so. Please. Is he freestyling?
Is he going ape shit after receiving his leaf and shitting his pants?
Please. I would see the ballet in a heartbeat if he was.
They have to use the same sound effect.
Yeah, they have to. It's required.
But yeah, despite some legendary moments that I will most certainly remember beyond this movie, taking it as a whole, it's not that great.
Yeah. So for ranking, do you want to say like a D?
I'm going with a D, yeah. Because
yeah,
it has that scene. It cannot be an F. Like there are still some redeeming moments in in this movie, and it's a fine watch, but
Yeah.
it's definitely pretty weak.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why we don't remember it as much.
Yeah, probably why we didn't decide to go back and watch it multiple times, because there were other ones that we would go back and watch it again and again, but I don't feel like we did that with this one.
Yeah.
Which is fine,
All right.
this is what it is.
Yeah. Some are better than others. Not all
Yeah.
Barbie movies are created equal.
Yeah. As for the villain, how do you feel about Rothbart?
Yeah, he was a little weaker, I'd say. Like, I thought the father-daughter dynamic was interesting.
Borderline
Entertaining, I
like
guess.
weirdly sexual in an uncomfortable
At
way.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about it, honestly. So, but I did love the voice acting for
Yeah.
both of them were great. I mean, Odile was super annoying,
Yeah,
but it
but that's what
worked
they were
for her
going for.
character. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I can't be that mad about it. Um, yeah, I thought they had an interesting dynamic,
Yeah.
at times sexual.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
not sure if I should rate it higher or lower because of that.
I think for me, I was thinking of going down the middle with a C.
I'd
Like,
be fine with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got some moments. The voice acting from Kelsey Grammer is good. He's got some pretty good lines. Um, yeah, and his relationship with his daughter. I do love the end when she turns into a pig and he's just done,
I'm out.
and he
Yeah.
just he just pieces out. But yeah, when you're comparing him to Mouse King and Gothel, it he just doesn't stack up, I don't think.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with a C.
The animal
And then
sidekicks, so I guess that would be the
the
unicorn.
unicorn.
I don't
Yeah, she kind of annoyed me. Like, I don't know. She was like so like overly dramatic and like
Yeah.
I don't know. She wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
kind
hate
of
her.
I kind of felt like she was just kind of forgettable. I liked her. I liked the line where she was roasting Erasmus about the cookies.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
was pretty
Uh-huh.
pretty solid.
At one point she calls the prince his royal cuteness,
Oh,
which
there was that line. Yeah, I don't like
yeah,
that.
I'm taking away points for that.
Yeah. Well, she's just keeping with the superficialness of the relationships in this movie.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. All about looks.
yep. That's all we're going off of here.
Ugh, I don't know. I put a D, but what are your thoughts? I could be persuaded to do a C because she's not terrible.
I was leaning to a C just because I find her like forgettable, and I feel like a C is just kind of like middle. But D,
Yeah,
I
C
could go.
is fine.
She didn't annoy me on a really strong level.
We can do C then. I'm fine with that. I was waffling between a C and a D.
All right, going with C's. Yeah, this Swan Lake was all right. Just look up the Erasmus scene. Honestly, I think if you do that, you'll be set.
Yeah, any scene he's in, except maybe the worm. I don't know if you want to
The
see
worm's a
that.
little bad. Just look up him shitting his pants. It's pretty
Yeah.
fucking good.
I'm sure if you search that on YouTube, it'll be the first result.
Erasmus shits pants. First result.
Uh-huh.
Take a look at some goofs. First goof, when Kelly is sitting on the porch, Barbie calls her Shelly.
What? I did not catch
Yeah,
that.
apparently.
Hmm.
Apparently Barbie calls her Shelly.
It's the
Um,
combination of Kelly and Chelsea.
yeah, they just got confused.
Shelly.
When Odette was dancing in the bakery, she lifted her leg to reveal she was wearing flat shoes instead of heels. But
Oh.
then she was wearing heels later. A couple of these I don't think are really goofs. There was a part where the Fairy Queen transforms into a mouse and she can't speak. I feel like that was intentional. Like she like
Oh,
lost like all her powers basically, and she can't speak. Kind of.
maybe.
I don't think that's a goof. Um,
Uh-huh.
so the only
Could
other
be
real goof,
intentional.
when the spell is broken, Carlita loses her skunk tail, her puffy dress, and her black shoes turn red. However, during the party, Carlita has a puffy dress and her shoes are black again. Not not
Cool.
not not the craziest goofs. Also, so
No.
I use the Barbie movies wiki for some of this information, so I have to read over and vet it myself to see if this is like legit. So I actually didn't go back and check and see if she called her Shelly at the start, so I'm not sure about that. But
Well,
um,
yeah. Who
there's one
knows?
point here. They have a section for trivia, and one of the trivia is after the Mouse King from Barbie and the Nutcracker, Rothbart is one of the strongest villains in the Barbie franchise. I think that's just an opinion. I don't think that's
Maybe
trivia at all.
it's no. No, I beg to differ. Maybe he has the strongest nose
He
of the
does. Yeah, he has the
villains.
biggest nose of any of the
Yeah.
villains. But yeah, that is not trivia in the slightest. That is just an opinion.
Yeah, it totally is. And maybe they're talking about like his powers because he is pretty powerful.
That's
Yeah, how did they
not
determine that?
yeah, how did they measure the powers of all the villains? Yeah.
I mean, Gothel's pretty powerful too. So,
Yeah, they're all pretty powerful.
mhm.
Last a bit of trivia, a real piece of trivia. Unlike the previous two films, Barbie's hair is not as realistic. It all stays together when she moves.
Oh.
So that person who was in charge of just animating her hair the entire time, I guess he got axed.
Oh, rip.
They got removed from the project.
Oh, that sucks.
And that's
Mm,
Barbie of Swan Lake.
sad.
Yeah, it was all right. Nothing
It was
spectacular.
okay. Uh-huh.
Now the next film that we're going to be looking at in episode 5 is a little bit of a detour. We're going to be taking a
Mhm.
detour for the next 2 months at least to talk about not Barbie, but Barbie's in it, the My Scene movies. So we have got
So good.
2 My Scene movies. First up on the docket for next month, we've got My Scene Jammin' in Jamaica, and I am really excited to watch this again. I have not seen it in a long time, and if you think the animation of the original Barbie movies was cheap, wait until you take a look at, at the animation for the My Scene movies.
Oh boy.
They're something.
Oh yeah. This was a fan favorite of ours growing up. We would watch it all the
How did we
time.
get this one? Was it packaged with like a doll?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure the one of the doll we probably got a Mycene Barbie doll at some point, and it came with a DVD.
Yeah.
And that DVD was Jammin' in
Jamming
Jamaica.
in Jamaica. So next month we will be jamming in Jamaica with our favorite band, Urban Desire.
Urban Desire.
But you'll have to wait for the rest of that discussion for next month's episode.
Yeah, get excited. It's
Yeah.
great.
So that will be it for this month's episode of Barbie, the Princess, and the Podcast. We're here. We have new episodes releasing every first Monday of the month. We have an audio version and a video version. So the audio version of the podcast is on all the podcast streaming services that you may use if you're listening on Spotify or you're listening on Apple Podcasts or other podcast streaming services. The audio version of the podcast is there for you. We've also got the video version of the podcast up on YouTube. That is at The Princess and the Podcast. So if you want to see us actually in person talking about each of these movies, you can check us out on YouTube at The Princess and the Podcast. So be sure to follow the show on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Give us a rating and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can keep up to date on the newest episodes as they come out.
And if you want to follow our podcast on social media, we are at The Princess and the Podcast on Instagram and at Barbie Podcast on Twitter. Our email is theprincessandthepodcast@gmail.com. If you want to follow me, Brianna, I'm at Brianna Valine on Instagram and Twitter. Brianna, Briana, and then Valine, Vallene.
And I am also on Twitter, just on Twitter at the moment, at Kevin Balleen, so you can find me there. So until next month,
Pace.
peace.